Today, I'm going to tell you a story of how some of Buddha's teachings help us to treat indifference as a strong ally and how to have a more powerful life by implementing these 8 learnings in your daily life. So get comfortable and enjoy. Let's begin. In a remote corner of the mountains lay the monastery of Ananda, home to a wise monk named Dukkha. Dukkha was known for his deep understanding of life's mysteries, and his teachings were sought after by those craving truth. One day, a young man named Ino arrived at the monastery in search of wisdom. Ino was trapped in a whirlwind of emotions, unable to find inner peace. Dukkha, with his serene eyes and silent wisdom, noticed Ino's internal storm and decided to share with him the lessons of indifference. Over the days and nights, amidst whispering bamboos and dancing lotus flowers, Dukkha guided Ino through a story illustrating the 8 benefits of indifference. In a quiet village lived an old man named Agama, whose existence was marked by ups and downs. Agama was known for his prosperous farm, but also for his impulsive nature and intense emotional reactions. One day, a fierce storm struck the village, destroying much of Agama's crops. Agama, trapped in anger and despair, sought refuge in the monastery of Ananda. Dukkha received him calmly and spoke to him about the first blessing of indifference, the liberation from emotional slavery. He told Agama about an old bamboo, which, despite the storms that battered it, remained upright and serene. Just as the bamboo stands firm, indifference will free you from the chains of your own emotions, said Dukkha. As Agama meditated on these words, he began to understand that overwhelming emotions were like temporary storms, and that true peace lay in inner calmness. The story continued with Agama returning to his farm, but this time facing adversity with indifference. By adopting a serene mind, he learned to see beyond appearances and accept the ups and downs of life with equanimity. In the next chapter of the story, Dukkha took Ino to an enchanted forest where lotus flowers bloomed in a tranquil pond. There they found May, a young artist tormented by constant criticism from others. Her paintings, full of beauty and originality, were misunderstood by those who could not see beyond established conventions. Dukkha shared the second blessing of indifference, mental clarity. May, as she observed the reflections of lotus flowers in the pond, began to understand that true beauty lies in authenticity, just as the clear waters of the pond reveal the truth of the flowers. Indifference will give you the clarity to see reality without distortions, explained Dukkha. May, with a heart liberated from the chains of others' judgment, continued painting with passion. Her art, now imbued with fearless sincerity, began to resonate in the hearts of those willing to see beyond superficial expectations. The third blessing of indifference was revealed in the story of Aito, a fisherman whose life was intertwined with the whimsical waves of the ocean. Dukkha took Ino to the shores of the sea and shared Aito's story, whose family depended on daily catches to survive. One day, a violent storm hit the coast, taking away Aito's fishing haul. Devastated by the loss, Aito sought solace in the monastery of Ananda. Dukkha spoke to him about the third blessing, resilience in the face of adversity. Just as the ocean confronts storms without losing its essence, indifference will give you the strength to withstand life's blows, said Dukkha. Over time, Aito returned to the sea with unwavering determination. Recognizing that the waves were uncontrollable, he learned to navigate with them instead of resisting them. He found in indifference the ability to adapt to changing circumstances, turning every challenge into an opportunity to grow. The fourth blessing was revealed in the story of Kohana, a young man whose dreams faded like petals in the wind. Dukkha took Ino to a cherry blossom garden where Kohana used to stroll among the pink shadows. Trapped in the expectations of others, Kohana was in a constant struggle to meet imposed demands. Dukkha shared the fourth blessing, freedom from expectations. Just as fallen petals do not follow a predetermined path, indifference will free you from the chains of others' expectations, explained Dukkha. As Kohana embraced his true nature, he discovered the joy of blooming without restrictions. The fifth blessing was revealed in the story of Yuki, a brave warrior whose spirit was darkened by the shadow of hatred. Dukkha took Ino to a battlefield where Yuki fought imaginary enemies inhabiting his mind. Tormented by the thirst for revenge, Yuki was trapped in an endless cycle of conflict. Dukkha shared the fifth blessing, inner peace. Just as a serene lake reflects the moon without distortions, indifference will lead you to inner peace by freeing you from the burden of hatred, said Dukkha. Yuki, by abandoning the pursuit of revenge, discovered a tranquility that allowed him to embrace the true essence of life. The sixth blessing was revealed in the story of Kenta, a merchant whose heart was torn between greed and generosity. Dukkha took Ino to a bustling market, where Kenta haggled mercilessly, obsessed with accumulating wealth. Kenta's story showed the sixth blessing, liberation from greed. Just as the wind flows without clinging to anything, indifference will free you from the bonds of greed, said Dukkha. Kenta, understanding that true wealth was in sharing, transformed his business into a source of prosperity for the entire community. His indifference towards excessive accumulation allowed him to experience the true abundance that comes from giving. The seventh blessing was revealed in the story of Sora, a dancer whose art was overshadowed by stage fright. Dukkha took Ino to a vibrant theater where Sora struggled with her own fears as the curtain rose. The seventh blessing was overcoming fear. Just as a bird flies without fear of falling, indifference will give you the courage to overcome your fears, expressed Dukkha. Sora, by embracing indifference towards external judgment, found the freedom to express herself authentically. Her movements, now infused with confidence, captivated the audience in a way she had never experienced before. The eighth and final blessing was revealed in the story of Haruki, a wise old man whose eyes reflected the serenity of a calm lake. Dukkha took Ino to a mountaintop where Haruki meditated silently. The eighth blessing was the realization of enlightenment. Just as the moon illuminates the darkness of the night, indifference will lead you to enlightenment by freeing you from ignorance, shared Dukkha. Haruki, by relinquishing the need to understand everything, found a deep peace in accepting the mystery of life. His words resonated with Ino, who, with renewed eyes, began to understand the beauty of indifference. Dukkha's story, intertwined with the lives of Agama, Mei, Aito, Kohana, Yuki, Kenta, Sora, and Haruki, had revealed the 8 benefits of indifference. Ino, through these stories, had learned that indifference did not mean apathy, but rather the ability to face life with equanimity, embracing reality as it is. In the monastery of Ananda, amidst the dancing shadows of bamboo and the gentle whisper of the wind, Ino began his own journey towards indifference. With each lesson, he discovered the strength in acceptance and the serenity born from releasing emotional attachment. We can conclude that the fundamental lesson of this story is that by embracing indifference, we not only find balance amidst life's storms, but we also discover the true essence of existence, the acceptance of what is. By embracing indifference, we become serene witnesses of our own journey, navigating the waters of life with grace and acceptance. It is an invitation to let go of unnecessary burdens, to live authentically, and to find peace in the simple act of being. I hope these lessons bring guidance to your life. If you found it helpful, consider subscribing and leaving your like. I also recommend the following videos. Until next time,